Right now, somewhere in space, an invisible wave of destruction is racing toward Earth at the speed of light. Scientists have discovered 10 cosmic nightmares that could end humanity without warning. We will journey to dead zones where aliens should exist, but do not. Witness stars that shoot death rays across galaxies, and visit the very edge of reality itself, where the laws of physics break down. If you want to understand what truly keeps astronomers awake at night, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're about to explore the universe's darkest secrets. Prepare yourselves. We begin. We live in a galaxy containing 400 billion stars. Yet, we have never received a single confirmed message from another civilization. This silence terrifies scientists more than any black hole or supernova, because it suggests something deeply wrong with our understanding of life and the universe. Consider the numbers that should make alien contact inevitable. Our galaxy formed over 13 billion years ago, giving countless worlds time to develop intelligent life. Even if only 1 in a million stars hosts a technological civilization, that still means 400,000 alien societies should exist in our galaxy alone. With billions of years to spread across space, some of these civilizations should have become so advanced that their presence would be obvious to us. Think of it like walking into a massive city that should contain millions of people, yet finding every street completely empty. The silence becomes more frightening than any noise, because it suggests something terrible happened to everyone who should be there. This puzzle has a name that makes scientists uncomfortable. The Fermi paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi, who first asked a haunting question that still echoes through research labs today. Where's everybody? The question seems simple, but its implications shake the foundation of our cosmic optimism. Some scientists propose that we are truly alone, the only intelligent life in a vast empty galaxy. But an even more disturbing possibility lurks in the data. What if civilizations do develop regularly throughout the cosmos, but something stops them before they can spread to the stars? What if there exists a cosmic barrier so deadly that no technological species ever survives long enough to become visible to others? The silence might not represent emptiness. It might represent a graveyard where countless civilizations try to reach for the stars and fail. If this is true, then we are not explorers in a universe full of friends waiting to meet us. We are the next potential victims of whatever cosmic executioner has been cleaning house for billions of years. Every day we search the skies and hear nothing back. The evidence grows stronger that something out there eliminates civilizations before they can say hello. Next, we discover what this invisible destroyer might be and why it could already be hunting us. Picture a cosmic minefield where every civilization must navigate deadly obstacles to survive, but the mines are invisible and the map changes without warning. Scientists call this theoretical gauntlet the Great Filter, and it might be the most terrifying concept in all of science. The Great Filter theory suggests that somewhere between the formation of a planet and the spread of life across multiple star systems, there exists a nearly impossible challenge that destroys almost every attempt at civilization. Like a cosmic quality control system, it weeds out species before they can become truly spacefaring, leaving behind only silence and empty worlds. Think about our own path from single-celled organisms to space-traveling humans. We survived countless extinction events, developed complex brains, learned to cooperate in massive societies, and built technology powerful enough to reach other planets. Each step required winning a cosmic lottery with odds so bad that most species never make it through. But here's what makes scientists lose sleep. We do not know if we have already passed through the Great Filter or if we are still approaching it. If the filter lies behind us, hidden somewhere in our evolutionary past, then we might be among the rare species that successfully navigated the deadliest challenge in the universe. We could be the lucky ones who made it through alive. However, if the Great Filter still lies ahead of us, then we are walking toward our own extinction event. Every day we advance as a civilization, we move closer to encountering whatever mechanism has been silently eliminating technological species for billions of years across countless worlds. The terrifying part is that we might never see it coming. The filter could be a natural phenomenon like asteroid impacts, gamma-ray bursts, or climate collapse. Or it could be something built into the nature of intelligence itself, like nuclear warfare. Artificial intelligence gone wrong, or ecological destruction that every technological species inevitably brings upon itself. Consider this chilling possibility. Maybe every civilization reaches a point where it develops weapons or technologies so powerful that survival becomes mathematically impossible. Maybe intelligence itself is an evolutionary dead end that always leads to self-destruction. The silence from space might not be evidence of emptiness, but evidence of a cosmic pattern where technological civilizations always eliminate themselves just before they become visible to others. We stand at the edge of technologies that could transform us into a galaxy-spanning civilization or destroy us completely. The question that haunts every astronomer remains unanswered. Which side of the Great Filter are we on? Deep in research laboratories around the world, scientists study the remains of civilizations that never had a chance to introduce themselves. Not alien civilizations, but previous versions of life on Earth that faced their own great filters and lost everything. 99% of all species that ever lived on our planet are now extinct. These were not failures or evolutionary mistakes, but successful life forms that dominated their environments for millions of years before encountering challenges they could not overcome. If Earth itself serves as a testing ground for the Great Filter, then the evidence suggests that survival is the exception, not the rule. Look at what happened during the Permian extinction, the closest our planet ever came to becoming completely sterile. Volcanic eruptions in Siberia pumped so much carbon dioxide and toxic gas into the atmosphere that temperatures soared and oceans became acidic death traps. 96% of marine species and 70% of land species disappeared forever. Life on Earth came within a few percentage points of total annihilation. But here is what makes this extinction event relevant to the Great Filter. It was not caused by an asteroid impact or alien invasion. It was caused by the planet itself, by natural processes that spiraled out of control. If volcanic activity could nearly sterilize Earth during a time when the most complex life forms were simple animals, imagine what similar processes could do to a technological civilization that depends on stable climate and functioning ecosystems. Now consider that we might be creating our own version of the Permian extinction. Our industrial civilization pumps greenhouse gases into the atmosphere at rates that rival those ancient volcanic eruptions. We have altered the chemistry of oceans, changed weather patterns across the globe, and triggered what many scientists call the sixth mass extinction. The terrifying question becomes clear. Is environmental collapse the Great Filter that eliminates technological civilizations? Do all intelligent species inevitably modify their planets in ways that make long-term survival impossible? If so, then the silence from space makes perfect sense. Civilizations develop technology, accidentally destroy their life support systems, and vanish before they can spread to other worlds. This filter might be invisible to the civilizations experiencing it, like bacteria in a petri dish that multiply until they poison themselves with their own waste products. Technological species might be incapable of recognizing the environmental damage they cause until it becomes too late to reverse. Every measurement we take of our changing planet brings us closer to understanding whether we are passing through the filter successfully or repeating the same fatal mistake that has silenced countless other worlds. Something even more sinister might be lurking in the darkness between stars, manipulating the very structure of reality. Imagine discovering that 85% of everything that exists in the universe is completely invisible, untouchable, and utterly mysterious. This is not science fiction, but the uncomfortable reality that keeps cosmologists awake at night, staring at equations that refuse to make sense. Scientists call this invisible majority dark matter, though the name understates how profoundly it challenges everything we thought we understood about reality. Dark matter does not emit light, does not absorb light, and does not interact with normal matter in any way we can detect. Yet without it, galaxies would fly apart, stars would never form, and the universe would be nothing more than a thin soup of hydrogen and helium expanding into infinite emptiness. Think about how disturbing this revelation actually is. We have spent centuries studying physics, building equations that describe how matter behaves, and creating technologies based on our understanding of fundamental forces. Then we discover that everything we can see, touch, and measure represents only 15% of what actually exists. The other 85% operates according to rules we cannot comprehend using physics we do not possess. Picture trying to understand a massive city by examining only the streetlights while ignoring all the buildings, people, and vehicles that make up the actual metropolis. This is essentially what human science has been doing for the entire history of our civilization. We have been studying the tiny visible portion of reality while remaining completely blind to the invisible infrastructure that holds everything together. But the truly frightening aspect of dark matter goes beyond its mysterious nature. This invisible substance exerts gravitational influence over everything in the universe, including us. Right now, as you sit reading this, dark matter particles are streaming through your body, through the Earth, through the entire solar system without leaving any trace of their passage. We exist inside a vast network of dark matter that we cannot detect, cannot predict, and cannot control. For all we know, this invisible majority could be capable of interactions and behaviors that would terrify us if we could observe them directly. Dark matter might be undergoing processes, forming structures, or following patterns that dwarf anything we can imagine. The possibility that haunts scientists is this: what if dark matter is not just invisible cosmic scaffolding, but something far more active and intentional? What if the universe contains forms of organization and intelligence operating on scales so vast that we cannot even recognize them as alive? We might be microbes swimming in an ocean while remaining completely unaware that the ocean itself is part of something incomprehensibly larger and more complex. Even more disturbing than dark matter is the discovery of an invisible force that seems determined to tear the universe apart. Something is pushing the universe toward a fate worse than death, and we have no idea what it is or how to stop it. Astronomers discovered this cosmic destroyer by accident while trying to measure how gravity was slowing down the expansion of the universe, only to find that expansion is actually speeding up. This acceleration violates everything we thought we knew about how the universe should behave. After the Big Bang, the expansion should be gradually slowing down as gravity pulls everything back together. Instead, some mysterious force is overpowering gravity itself and forcing galaxies to race away from each other at ever-increasing speeds. Scientists named this phenomenon dark energy, though calling it energy might be misleading. Dark energy does not behave like any form of energy we have ever encountered. It does not weaken as it spreads through space, does not clump together to form structures, and does not interact with matter or light in any detectable way. Yet, it makes up 70% of everything that exists and grows stronger as the universe expands. Think of dark energy as a cosmic poison that becomes more concentrated as space itself grows larger. Unlike normal substances that become diluted when spread over greater areas, dark energy maintains constant density even as new space continuously appears between galaxies. This means the total amount of dark energy in the universe increases every second, making its influence more powerful with each passing moment. The terrifying implications become clear when you follow this process to its logical conclusion. If dark energy continues strengthening as the universe expands, it will eventually overpower not just gravity between galaxies, but gravity within galaxies, within solar systems, within planets, and finally within atoms themselves. Picture the ultimate cosmic apocalypse, a time when dark energy becomes so dominant that it rips apart every structure in the universe. First, galaxy clusters would dissolve as individual galaxies flew apart. Then, Galaxies themselves would disintegrate as stars scattered into the void. Solar systems would break apart as planets lost their orbital bonds with their suns. Finally, even atoms would be torn apart as dark energy overcame the fundamental forces that hold matter together. This scenario has a name that perfectly captures its finality: the Big Rip. Unlike other cosmic catastrophes that might leave some remnants behind, the Big Rip would literally tear apart the fabric of space and time itself, leaving behind nothing but isolated particles flying through an ever-expanding emptiness. The most disturbing aspect of dark energy is that it appears to be accelerating this process. Current observations suggest that the Big Rip could occur in as little as 22 billion years, though the timeline remains highly uncertain because we still do not understand what dark energy actually is or whether its behavior might change. We live in a universe that seems to be actively working toward its own complete annihilation, and there might be nothing anyone can do to prevent it. But before dark energy destroys everything, we face more immediate threats from the deadliest weapons in the universe. In the time it takes you to read this sentence, somewhere in the universe,